And then it must be an American word.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll begin. So as we are approaching, in fact, not just in kind of dominant culture, Halloween, but also Navratri has just gone, and then you have Sharad. Is it Sharad? Sharad.
That's October.
October, and then you have Diwali
Yeah.
and Dasara as well in the time. So October, or this time of the year, seems to be in many cultures to do with remembrance, and that kind of thing, right? That kind of thing. So a way of honoring your past, honoring your culture, honoring your kind of spiritual roots. Yeah. All Hallow Eve or something like that, about celebrating something to do with saints and martyrs and that kind of thing. So, in some ways, you can see it's a very, very valuable part of connecting to your culture, connecting to your roots, depending on what you're doing, right? Whether it's Diwali, Dasara, Navratri, and the other, everything else that goes within that period of time, which is to do with that remembrance of. So, but what has Halloween become is the question, not what it is, not what it represents, but what has it become? So it's a celebration of the dead, but are we celebrating the martyrs? Are we celebrating the saints? Are you commemorating your ancestors? Do you even know why you're doing it? What's the point of carving out a pumpkin? Never thought of it. But it's good fun. But what does it do? Let's think about it. So, human consciousness is influenced through its senses constantly, constantly. And there is a polarity in our existence in life, a polarity. So we can call it light and we call it dark. Yeah, actually, they're not two different things. It's just darkness is the absence of light. Okay? It's not two different things. It's just the absence of one thing. One thing, if there's more of this, it's this. If there's less of this, it's the darkness. And each one has a frequency. Each one has a frequency. And frequencies are what determine your existence. Yeah, frequency determines your reality. Now, if we look at the frequency that is being generated by this particular activity, the frequency is about consumerism, is it not? How do you save the bloody planet when you create all these plastic artifacts that people are putting all over their gardens? Yet you want to save the carrier bag. See the hypocrisy in the ideas. So this is a really interesting way of looking at colonization. How something is replaced with something else. I've been doing 3 lectures on the nature of colonization, how colonization took place in different parts, and how we as human beings right now colonize. We're colonized, meaning that the way you speak, you think is it's managed. It's managed. If you weren't exposed to this culture of celebrating things with, carved out pumpkins, then you have no access to it. But if I manage you, if I expose it to you in a particular way where it profits me, and profit is always finance and resources, right? So think about it. What is achieved in something like this? What's the achievement? What is the net result to human experience? To you, to me, bonfire night, you could say, is something that brings humanity together in a way where you celebrate. It's quite pagan, right? But it's something where you elemental out and outside. But what does this fulfill? Does it feel more artificial or more real? Do you resonate with it? Does it feel okay to be scared the living out if that's what celebration is? If celebration is to be scared, then maybe we should just give everyone some ayahuasca on Halloween. That would sort the job out. That would sort them out. Do you know what I mean? Then you know what being scared all means. Yeah. But perhaps, so I think, look, there's no harm in celebrating life. No, that is the whole point. The only thing that you have in life is life. So if you don't celebrate it, so it doesn't mean you enjoy it, but you celebrate it because it will end one sooner or later. So in this celebration, the key is how does that celebration influence you? I think that's really what we want to look at. Is it something that elevates you, or is it something that draws you downwards? Yeah. So what would elevate you perhaps would be say, and it could be the same thing for same thing, where one person going to a concert would be elevated, the other person would be drowned by the noise. No? So it would bring them down. And this then brings us to the next point. Our interaction with reality determines the quality of our life. All right? So if you took resistance to the way things are, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, then the quality of your life diminishes. And this is the basis of your suffering. The basis of your suffering is simply life is not the way you want it to be. You want it to be different. And the more different you want it to be, the more suffering you experience. So it's either to do with the world outside, you see things and you don't agree with them, and therefore you become resistant to it. The other is when you do it to yourself as well. But maybe we'll look at that topic in a different way because it's quite intricate. But what I want to leave you with today is this: look, celebration doesn't necessarily mean you enjoy, but life is a celebration because that's all you have. That's all you have. Your resistance will determine the quality of your life. So become aware of what is it that you're resisting to. If someone wants to drown, let me just go into a different direction for a moment. If someone wants to drown, is it right to go and save them? If someone wants to drown, if someone is suffering, what right do you have to reduce their suffering? Interesting question, is it not? Depends on how we see it. If we see suffering as that which is not required, need to get rid of it, and it has no function apart from making our life miserable, then we will do everything to get rid of it because it's meaningless. But if we see suffering as a way that it is a feedback mechanism, that distress that you feel is a feedback mechanism telling you that what is it that you need to change, adapt. And then all of a sudden, suffering becomes meaningful. Suffering becomes meaningful because it is the one that provides us with this feedback mechanism. So, our quality of life, which is really basically what I feel meditation's all about, is enriching the quality of life simply through awareness. And through awareness, we become aware of our own resistance to life. And this resistance to life is the basis of why we suffer. So going back to Halloween, have a good time, mate. Yeah, went round in circles. Okay, let's do some meditation. So, as usual, we always begin with our posture. So, in the 8 limbs of Pantajali's yoga thing sutra, there are 8 kind of approaches to becoming a little bit more centered. The last 3 are Tarna, Dhyan, Samadhi, right? Tarna, Dhyan, Samadhi. The Tarna bit is where you withdraw your senses, right? So we're going to go through that process. I do it anyway, but I thought I'd explain it to you today. So adjust your posture. So that's your asana. Yeah, adjust your posture. Bring your chin in slightly and pull your shoulders back slowly. And make sure that you are comfortable, you're not too rigid, and the body has no discomfort the way it is postured. Okay? And now you're going to first make a commitment to yourself. And the commitment to yourself is for the next few minutes, you're simply going to focus upon yourself. And this will include your body, this will include your inner space, and this will include your senses. Notice your posture. And then reminding yourself that your focus is just upon yourself. Gently bring your focus to your eyes. The sense of sight. And you begin to become aware of the darkness or the back of your eyelids. Whatever you see. But there is awareness. Next, you're going to bring your focus towards your ears and we listen, the sense of listening. And just simply begin to listen to any sound that's around you or all sounds that are around you. Recognizing that all sounds exist in silence. And then gently bring your focus beneath your nose and begin to watch your breath or the movement of the breath. Stay with your breath. Allow the breath to breathe by itself. Stay with your breath. And on your next breath in, notice if there's a fragrance to the breath. The sense of smell. Slowly moving your focus within your mouth. Notice the sensations in your mouth. And then notice if there's a taste. And finally, if you bring your focus above your head, imagine there's a hula hoop, and as this hoop descends down, it begins to light up the sensations within your body. Allow this hoop to come down. A thorough body scan. Now, on your next breath in, you're going to bring your focus to yourself as best as you can. Notice the body. The fact that you can sense it. And you may notice that there's no outline to the body. Then where your body makes contact with the seat, there are sensations. So bring your focus to those sensations. And you'll notice that the chair holds you in place. Notice your back is straight. And then from those sensations, you bring your focus upward so you become aware of your hips. Slowly moving down your thighs towards your knees. Remember your commitment to give your body the attention it needs. And then from your knees, you move down, scanning the back and the front of your legs. Moving to your ankles. Notice your feet. And then notice the soles of your feet. Gently bring your focus back to the seat you're on. And again, allow your body to be held. So you can allow yourself to soften a little bit. Allow your seat to carry your weight. Notice your back is straight and upright. And then slowly bringing your focus from your lower back to the middle back. Moving up to the shoulder blades. Noticing your shoulders. And see if you can soften your shoulders a bit. And then you gently move your focus down to your elbows. Moving towards your wrists. Notice the palms of your hands. Notice the fingers on your hands. And then when you're ready, gently bring your focus towards your eyes. And again, notice the darkness. Awareness becoming aware of itself. This awareness can't be switched off. Ever present. Simply observe it. As you breathe out, you allow your eyes to soften. Next breath in, bring your focus towards your lips. Scanning your upper lip. Scanning your lower lip. And then gently move your focus within your mouth. Noticing the sensations within the mouth. On the roof of your mouth. On the inside cheeks. Notice your tongue. Allow it to soften. Allow your jaw to soften. And then as your breath moves out, your face softens and relaxes. And now on your next breath in, bring your focus back to the body as best as you can. Having thoroughly inspected it, notice what's going on with it. Any pains, any aches, any tightness, any itch. Notice where it is. And then gently bring your focus beneath your nose. And we're going to sit with the breath now. Allow your breath to breathe by itself. Notice how the breath breathes by itself. You don't need to control it, simply watch. Notice there's an in-breath that has a start and an end, and an out-breath that has a start and an end. Allow the breath to breathe by itself. Notice if the breath is fast or if it's slow. Does your breath feel warm or does it feel cool? And if you follow your out breath all the way till the end, you will notice there's a little gap before the in breath begins. See if you can notice that. On your next breath in, you're going to bring your focus within yourself. Notice how you're feeling. Notice if there's anything dominant in your mind, any wandering thoughts. And then moving your focus to your chest. And here we're going to synchronize. Watch the chest move out as the breath moves in. And now the chest relaxes as the breath moves out. Holding your focus on your chest as best as you can. Notice the subtle sensations around your ribs. And then gently moving your focus deep into yourself, right where your heart is. And you want to hold your focus there as best as you can. And as you hold your focus there, you begin to notice how you're actually feeling right now. What's your experience of life right this moment? Do you feel peaceful? Do you feel silent? What's your experience within yourself? Is there any noise there? Is there any time there? No fear, no hate, just presence. And on your next breath out, you're going to open your awareness to all the sounds around you, holding on to that stillness within you. Moving beyond boundaries into the silence. On your next breath in, bring your focus to your breath. just beneath your nose, sitting with your breath in silence. Acknowledging your experience as best as you can. Presence, simply presence. On your next breath out, you're going to expand your focus to include your whole body again. Notice if there's any discomfort in the body. We want to slowly bring our focus back into the body. So bring your focus to the seat you're on, noticing the sensations. And then gently moving your focus up to the hips, sensing your hips before you move down your thighs towards your knees. Take your time. And then from your knees, move down towards your ankles. Noticing your feet. And then moving to the soles of your feet. And again, just hold your focus there for a short while. Bringing your focus back to the seat you're on. Again, notice the seat holds you, grounded, back is straight and upright, shoulders, arms, hands comfortable, eyes are still closed, mouth is still closed, and your face is relaxed. Coming back to your breath. And now as the breath moves in, you sense your body. As the breath moves out, you sense your body. Breathing in, you sense your body. Breathing out, you sense your body. Breathing in, you're still, you're peaceful. Breathing out, you're still, you're peaceful. Allowing this peace to fill your whole body. When you hear the next bell, use this bell to draw some slow, deep breaths in your good time, opening your eyes. Take your time.